Welcome to our Friday chess stream here on lichess and Twitch. International Master William Paschall with my mascot, Macro Panda. Panda is back in Budapest. Hopefully we'll be back there in about a month, guys. The stream will move back to being a European-based stream. Welcome everybody. Mr. Coffee will not be as active as a mod if we get back to Europe, but he will remain a patron and friend here forever. Mr. Somewhat Sound. I'm changing your name to Somewhat Sound. What's up, guys? Good to see you. Friday. Since I work practically 7 days a week, I don't have an off day, theoretically. But Saturday is the closest thing to an off day. I think I just work in the morning. Saturday and Sunday. Try to keep it light, Mr. Coffee, right? You got Friday off, man. That's awesome. So let's go to the lobby, get a drink, see what's happening there. We're gonna be playing Blitz 5+3 casual. Mr. Coffee's gonna challenge. He's feeling inspired. All right. I got some Captain Morgan here if I get really desperate. It is Friday, and I called a friend of mine in Europe, and they were... It's funny, when I call my friends in Europe, it's like 6 hours ahead, you know, and they were sitting around the table drinking. I'm like, you know, that's not fair. Alright, so we take... This guy just appeared. Yevgeny just appeared, but we do take the subscriber challenges first. So I'm going to take Mr. Coffee's challenge. Mr. Coffee is surprisingly tough, and it's been pointed out to me that the truth is that he plays computers all the time, and I think that's gonna artificially, you know, lower his rating a little bit. I don't know if he's exclusively played rated games here with computers, but he's playing against computers all the time. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bored with knight f3 every game. Let me not be an autopilot here. We'll mix it up a little bit with different stuff. But I'm challenging you guys. I'm challenging you to 5+3 casual chess. Hasserbait's in the house. What's up, Pikachu? Pikachu. We had a Pikachu. Pikachu went to the land beyond. Uh-oh. Wow. All right. One of my old recommendations, the reverse Grand Prix attack. That's annoying. What would Ding Liren do? You know, just like leave book somehow. Yeah. No, I don't know. All right. Pikachu, double fianchetto. Emery Tate, the double fianchetto. So you can always fianchetto, put your bishops on the long diagonal. I think with white you have more flexibility, but objectively, you know, double fianchetto setups aren't going to be really that critical, I think, if black plays actively. Mr. Coffee, I recommended this Grand Prix attack reversed. I mean, I did a series of videos on it a long time ago, like 10 years ago, for chesslecture.com, a site that I work for but do not own. Bishop b2. This is a really professional move. Sorry, it's our d6. I was like hoping he would go for d5, something more aggro in poker terms. The aggro approach, aggressive. Hippo me. Hippo me. He's surprisingly tough. It's like what dinosaur meat would be like if we could try it today. Surprisingly tough, a little bit fishy, sort of reptilian. Oh, I killed myself, but no. We're having fun. We're having fun, guys. Mr. Coffee and dinosaurs are not directly related. This was literally discussed in an article on BBC. Someone asked the question of what dinosaur meat actually tastes like. And some people, experts in the field of dinosaur meat, pitched in and gave their best answers. And the answers were something like crocodile meat, probably. Has anybody had crocodile meat? What do we got here for friends in the house today? 11 viewers. The viewership was way down the last couple of days. I don't like this capture, Mr. Coffee. Hold it or push, but I don't like giving up that center there for you. Blobix, what's up? I could also take with the pawn, the discussion we had yesterday. However, if pawn takes, maybe, yeah, I don't know if he can maintain the center with d5. I mean, pawn takes, I should have probably given it a little bit more thought. I did this sort of automatically. Hopefully Mr. Coffee's not, either he's, you know, relaxing with a 6-pack of beer. Already drank. Oh man, I'm relaxing with a 6-pack of beer. I could have just taken on c6. Wake up. I just assumed you wouldn't allow that, Mr. Coffee. What are you doing here? Are you trying to sack the exchange? Now he takes, it was a devious trap by Mr. Coffee, attempting to sack the exchange. Make Hikaru face. No, that wasn't good, dude. You just dropped the c6 pawn. I would just take the pawn and probably think about even like not taking the exchange there. But we'll let Mr. Coffee. I'll just let it ride for now, you know. It's early, it's the first game. I don't want to, you know, make you look bad or anything. So I'm not going to take on c6. Blobix, Arsenal fan. Happy Friday. Welcome, guys. I'm in a pretty good mood today. Nothing bad happened today. Thank you so much for the donations. Blobix, Jim, Warnaki leading the way. This is to keep the pawn structure imbalanced. Double Fee and Keto. Black has now equalized. Black has not equalized. He's kidding. Can't we all fight about the huge banner on lichess? I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't want to know. There better not be a huge banner. Alright, rook on d1. The only reason I play in this site is because there's no advertising and it's not commercial. If it became commercial or something, I would probably bail and play somewhere else. We could all just play at that other chesssite.com, which sucks, by the way. What's up, Passpawn9999? I never called him that before. It's 9999. I always like read it out like all the way, but let's just call him 999999. These people down the street from me are selling their house for $509,000. Like, why would you price your house more than $500,000? Wouldn't you make it like $499.99 or something like that? If you go over, then it sounds like too much. Like if Passpawn was 10,000, he could. What was that band? Rob Zombie. Does anybody remember Rob Zombie? A5, Power Man. That was 2000, right? Anyway, it was 99, but 99 had gone as 999. You think it's fake psychology? Obviously, my neighbors think so, but they're never going to sell their house. They're only 50,000 too high. All right, so A5. I don't know. Arsenal's not in marketing. This move looks kind of dubious. I'm getting tempted by the evils of weak squares. The flying buttress here, knight on a4. It's like you're tempting me to do that. Knight b6, losing a piece. But we could play here. I'm really making a mistake with this, I believe. I believe. B. I am making a mistake with this move. You have two choices. Take the queen or don't. Charlatans. Everything's full of charlatans. The government, chess, industry, the entertainment world. charlatans everywhere. Knight takes b6. Okay, so I figure we can go to eat this pawn. Delicious. Making me hungry, Mr. Delicious pawn. No, I think there was some way he could have played that better. That's not effective if we were talking about buying houses versus buying hats. You see, this is why I didn't go to school of management or business or something like that. I do arts. Chess is an art for me. I guess I should have taken on d5. I'm not fully awake yet. Had a little nap, which is a good thing. Naps are good for beauty sleep and keeping me young. You guys want me to keep streaming for another 50 years and staying 39? We gotta make this thing work. So, boing. All right. I kind of wish I was taking my house to the market because everyone else around me is charging too much. I would have done pretty well. I ended up just selling my house privately. Private dancer. All right, let's do it. So, you know, I'm having worse and worse feelings about what I'm doing here. I think the computer saved me from making a mistake there, possibly. Not the computer, but my mouse. This is also interesting. Interessante. I'm going to trap my own bishop on b6 or something. Let's just pull it back before something bad happens. Greetings, chess people. I feel good. I mean, I usually don't have enough rest, and today is one of those rare days when I do. So you're in trouble. It's not a good thing for you, HTFP. I'm kind of pumped up to play today, which is very rare these days. So, we got beer, coffee. We need Mr. Beer. Looks like he's going for the C file. Look at that. Invasive species. Rook C3. Akiba Rubinstein plays the endgame. I can't play, well, I want to play Bishop F1, so let's just play Bishop H3. The next best thing to Bishop F1. Yummy. Another one. Delicious. Guarding C2. Carve this turkey up. Just make sure everything's protected. Always a good policy. Whoops. See, Mr. Coffee, I don't believe you this time. You tricked me with Knight C6 earlier. Like, I gave you credit for that one. But we don't trust Mr. Coffee putting things where they might be taken. The volume's always low, no matter what I do. Yeah. Billy Beer on your fridge from 1979. I had a Budweiser from 1985 and somebody threw it out. And I'm pissed about it. Alright, we've got 7 challenges. We're taking subscribers. No, we're not taking subscribers first. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to not take subscribers first. We are playing Victor. I pushed Victor back. That wasn't right. I'm supposed to play everybody today. Today's my open challenge. Open mic night. My bad. I've got really good acoustics since my house is empty and there's no stuff in it. So there's no reason for me not to shout, okay? You should be able to hear me. Much easier for me to shout than try to figure out why my volume doesn't work properly. This guy is a mystery guy. I wonder who this is, you know? Look at his ratings. He doesn't talk, ever. You know, I know that he has a Russian name, but if he lives in Canada, chances are he speaks English. 2025, 1800, 2000, 2100. Never speaks on the stream. That shouldn't have gone long as it. I agree, Mr. Coffee, but no, I mean, you were a pawn down. I mean, I disagree. I disagree. You played a few, you know, what? 2 pawns down, you can resign there after bishop takes f5. No. Well, that's Edward Elric, actually. Oh, okay. Seriously? So you are there. Oh, you did speak a couple times. All right, my bad. I never would have connected someone named Yevgeny Viktorovich with being Edward Elric. You know, I mean, that's pretty far from, one's far from the other. That's good. All right, it's nice to know that you exist. But I mean, I don't insist everybody is like a social butterfly on the stream. Just never would have put the 2 and 2 together. That's good. Edward. Eddie. So I'm playing reverse Marazzi. Technically, it's a Rubinstein variation after this. Cockroaches. Sociopaths, and good to see you, Bob. Bringing out the best of us. It's Jeroen Piquet against Garry Kasparov. Where Piquet, like, Kasparov sacrificed the pawn here with castles, and Piquet took on c6. It's a different position. I'm lying. This position here. What would Kasparov have played in this position, actually, to lose that pawn? It's weird. How is Kasparov sacrificing his e5 pawn in this position? I guess he just played bishop e6 or something. Does that make sense? No, this is the wrong position. I'm lying to you, because in that game where Piquet was white and Kasparov lost, he wasn't castled. Okay, so I didn't play the right move order. My early castles rules this out. But anyways, alright, I could damage his pawns, but on castle kingside, probably not a great idea. So I have to do, I don't know, something lame like f4. I had a game like this with Ivan Farago like 2 years ago. Farago, Ivan, draw. Somewhat solid, that's what they call him. Veteran Hungarian Grandmaster. He goes by somewhat solid. All this last name, first name stuff needs to go. Yeah, that's the country I live in. It's pretty, you know, imagine how hard it is to get used to that. I've played G takes F once I lost to another Hungarian player. Palko Viojev, and I took with the G pawn, kind of overpressed. This is a very professional way for black to play. Highly recommended. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. This is basically perfect play by black. I think maybe one of the best ways of playing against the English period. I suppose I could like take on c7 and play knight d5 and just like trade pieces and offer a draw or something. But I don't think objectively white has an advantage when black plays perfectly like this. We no longer have an advantage with the white pieces. It's just, computer probably says this is 0.01 better for black. Are you legit? No one's legit online, Bob. I'm sorry. How toxic are you today, Bob? How's your toxicity level? Quite. It's dangerous when we get you and Arsenal fan in the stream sometimes. It can get really nasty. Knight to d5. This looks like a good position for black. What about knight e3? You know me. Knight e3. Yeah, bad humor. But I mean, not many people know that the Rubinstein system is, I think it's sophisticated. It's a sophisticated system for black, more or less, is what I'm trying to say. If you know that the system is a good one for black, you're far ahead of anyone. Most people below the master level. So I basically won't even play this for white. I mean, I will like almost, I won't even play like g3 because the system is, well, let's see. What do I need to go back to? Knight takes d5. I already don't really like it for white. I try to avoid this variation if I can for white. It's just hopeless. There's no way to get an advantage against this Rubinstein variation. Hopeless. How is my queen supposed to enter the fray? This is like playing Ivan Farago Ivan, sorry. I can't help it but say it the other way. I also had a game against another Hungarian, Nagy Gabor, a couple years ago. Just hopeless. There's no way to get an advantage for white. Don't even know why I bother. Is the stream laggy? So far we've been accused of having bad volume. But black must be a very strong player, I would say. He says he's intimidated by masters, but he kind of plays like a master. Maybe he makes some tactical mistakes. A5's risky. I don't want to overextend myself. I can move the mic to a different location. I have two different locations that I play around with. Let's see what we've got. Can you hear me now? I just moved the video, sorry. Catering to your whims. Okay. Catering service. I think self-pinning, probably not the best idea. I'll lose a pawn if I go there. Mr. Coffee, you're partially deaf? Really? Are you just exaggerating or for real? Are you really? Do you mean it? Queen takes, rook takes, knight takes d5, bishop takes d5. That's interesting. I don't know, this player seems really strong to me. Strategically perfect play. I just hate the system. I have this backwardness along the open files, and it makes me not want to play this opening anymore. I don't think I've ever won a game against a significant player with this system. I love it when Arsenal and Bob start getting engaged. More tension. That was quickly played. Can I score a touchdown here? How does it work in Canadian football? I don't even know where the goal line is. We were watching that last week with Weedmaster. Maybe I should play E4. This guy's what is he in bullet? He was 1800 in bullet. Sure is playing well. This is like a masterpiece game, I would say, for black. Everything's so systematic. I still don't think I really have an advantage here. Even with the outposted knight. Sort of doubt it. White is all over the place. That always makes me feel better though. Yeah, but this is extremely complicated. Look how strong he is. He says he gets nervous when he plays Masters. I don't know what's up with his bullet rating being 1800 either. I mean, that seems pretty unrealistic. Alright, I should have been lost. I mean, this was really... Look at this game. Black literally didn't make an inaccuracy till... I don't think Black made any inaccuracies. It's a really good game until this point. It looks like A6 by me was a mistake. Both sides played perfectly until this point. I don't like having my pawn on a dark square. This is also a great idea. The black transferred his king out to the center. I thought you should have gone all the way. Peter says the king e6 is a mistake, but why can't you play king d5 now? I actually thought this might be a move. I was afraid of d4, king c6. But the computer says it's okay for me. Alright, anyway. Okay. Oh, another guy named Ace from Canada. That's funny. We have 2 Canadians in a row. The other guy. Oh no, this is banned from the stream. I'm sorry. You're not allowed to play bishop f4. Damn, Bob. Bob's complaining about chess lessons for $6 an hour. That's just wrong. I'm going to report you to something. Cheapaholics Anonymous. Knight f3. Yeah, we had this before with the same guy, right? Let me guess. We played exactly the same opening before. I couldn't remember. Did someone say like Hikaru played this? Do I just have a bad Benoni now? There's all these questions. The quintessential questions in life. b5. I don't think I can play b5. b5 just loses a pawn. Loses a pawn to... Wait, b5, knight takes queen a5, knight c3, knight b6. It's kind of a funny move. Slightly. Somewhat unsound. Somewhat unsound. Jeez. Be careful. An additional $3 for using Skype. Yeah, Skype bills them. Ace, whoever that is. Do we know who Ace is? Funny how the 2 Canadian guys came in together. It's always those sketchy Canadians. Definitely don't go to Ace Hardware though. I will tell you. It's like the worst and cheapest hardware store in the world. If you do go there, I mean, maybe the people know something, but they sell the worst products in the world. It's the worst it's the worst quality hardware store in existence. That's funny, Bob. Everything I ever bought there broke like in the first like 2 weeks that I got it. Maybe I'm just buying the cheaper stuff or something. I don't know. All right. So, just a bad Benoni, right? For me, technically. Technically speaking. Whoever Ace is, we played 5 times, but it's like been all spread out. I mean, it wasn't recent. Did I have some sort of plan to play, yeah, 98, right? Like I hope White isn't Victor Korchnoi or something. No, it's Karpov Korchnoi I'm thinking of. White is Karpov on Korchnoi. Okay. Did I ever learn to use a drill without breaking it? What are you talking about? I don't even have a drill, but I think I could use one. I did go to high school, Arsenal fan. I think I had a woodshop class. I know how to use a drill. I have a high school diploma. Believe it or not. No, that's low quality. I've never been to Harbor Freight. I didn't realize that was like a national thing. Ace is pretty strong. No bullet though. There's so many people that are into bullet on lichess that I become suspicious of people who don't have bullet ratings. Mr. Coffee, I have no idea. I haven't been to high school in a while, like yourself. I would hope the high schools still have stuff like wood shop. I mean, obviously, if you go to like a technical high school or something like that, it's probably very standard. All right. It's like Karpov, literally. He's playing perfectly by a computer. Get out your tinfoil hats. You could be right, though. Well, please don't submit any computer moves, because... Yeah, I mean, again, I think the white is playing perfectly. We get a lot of that lately. Especially when it's like anonymous players who I don't know. He's also very fast. But I have 5 games against him and he's never beaten me, so conspiracy theory doesn't work that well here. But I'm paranoid about everything. Anyway, enjoy. Another bad opening. I'm especially bad at the opening. And it's even worse when I play Chess 960. How did I get into this? Oh, the London system. You see, the London system isn't good, but it's just boring. And so by playing it, you know, people induce me to play like risky stuff. It's actually the only way you can win with the London system. Black like avoids the boring lines and plays something dubious. '91. That's cool. Feels like I should try to get active here. Here we go with the rook lift. Man, I don't know. This is like guaranteed to trap your own rook if I play rook d4. f5 is risky. There's really no other plan. Knight b5, trapping my own rook again. Very likely. Knight b5, bishop takes, pawn takes, knight d3. That looks like it wins a pawn. I don't know. I guess I'll just like play fast chess without thinking. That's all this is gonna be. The white seems remarkably strong. Just clear advantage to white. Perfect structure, perfect placement of the pieces. Maybe knight b2, knight c4. Pressure down the a file. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if everything he's done is like fully supported by computer analysis. I mean, it seems like a very perfect play. I wouldn't criticize any move that white has made in the whole game. My rating on stream is 2250 while commenting. My rating isn't anything. I mean, this is not a real rating, what I have. I lost 100 points like because of disconnection or something. It's very accurate. My rating based on being connected is like 100 points higher than my rating being not connected, you know, to like to the internet. So I don't think the ratings here are very relevant, you know, but I haven't played in a long time. I'd probably be like 25, 50. I remember losing 100 points. Yeah, no, I mean, a 200 point difference is fair. You know, I think that's fair. But another player like the last player that I would say striking in the respect that most amateurs are more tactical and not that strong strategically. This player, like my last opponent, is exceedingly well trained positionally, like similar to my last opponent. Very much. I think there's some conspiracy theories afoot here. Or this is not like a park player who's like 2000, you know, or 1900. I mean, the play is just too good. He's 2200 on lichess, I think. But actually, again, okay, his ratings are pretty much consistent. This is like borderline master. He's got to be, you know, just too good strategically to be like 2000 or 1900 or something. Yeah, correspondence ratings don't count. I hope White has some sort of weaknesses, because I haven't found them yet. It's got to be somewhat dubious, somewhat unsound. Collective. The collective of pawn. It's like he's genius. Where's his bullet rating? Exactly like, oh, he does have a bullet rating, 2167. That's low for the strength that I'm seeing here. I'm just totally crushed. I just want to resign. I can't trade queens. But things change. This position becomes more defensible. Elimination of bishop for knight. Good chance to hold a draw. Must be a bullet player. Some people would play for a win here with black, I guess. It's kind of amusing. He's not accepting a draw. Right. You're serious, or are you just kidding? Seems strange not to accept a draw there. Alright, next game. Let me just see this game. I mean, did white make any mistakes at all in the first like 50 moves? I mean, how perfect was white's play? I want to see this. This is going to take forever. I mean, that guy's got to be FIDE 2200 above, I would say. You'd have to be FIDE 2200 to play like that, you know? It would be hard to say like, oh, I'm 1900, you know, Canadian or something. I mean, then it's like, I don't think so. This is going to take forever to do the analysis of the game. But it's funny how careful I had to be at the end there. Just 2050 over the board. Yeah, but the thing is not the opening that impresses me. It was your consequent play, you know. I would think you'd be higher rated than 2050. Okay, let's go. Someone unsound. Anyway. Whatever. Another brutally tough player. It seems like the underrated players all gravitate toward my stream for some reason. Someone on sound. He's basically master, close to master strength too. Though he does hang pieces, so this is gonna he makes some pretty bad blunders, although masters will occasionally do that as well. I don't think this is a great way to play. It's all in the name. Anyway, let's just play. I mean, I play for a chess team where basically like our 9th board is 2050 or something, and they're horrible. So, I mean, you know what I mean? It's hard for me to understand how that's possible. You know, I just judge by the 2050s that I know. You know, generally they play pretty well to a point, and then make horrible moves at some point. Oftentimes, like, our team matches are hanging on the balance because of somebody who's rated like 1900 or 2000, and it's like a horror show to watch. You know, you're sitting there like the whole team match hinges on a 2000 player, and you know, sometimes I'll see people like losing queens and stuff. I mean, it's like you have to hide your eyes and just cover your eyes and pray. So when I play people who say they're like 2050, you know, okay, if you're like a kid and you just got your first rating, I mean, maybe, you know, it's not that accurate, or that's possible. What am I doing here? My knight is going to get trapped. Wow. Okay. I just got my knight trapped? Not really. I don't think I've actually played this before. E6. H6. F6. This is good for white, probably. It didn't take him too long to find that. Knight takes F2. Crazy house. Well, yeah, I mean, one thing about being in the Americas, it's not like Europe. I think that more people in Europe have FIDE ratings. The ratings are probably a little more accurate for Europeans. I know that, like, in the United States, like, hardly any tournaments are FIDE rated, just the bigger ones. So, I mean, how accurate are people's ratings going to be? I mean, FIDE charges money for tournaments to be rated, Bob. And, yeah, I mean, like, you're going to tell me someone on sound is 1800, the way he's playing here positionally. To trap my own bishop, likely. It costs a lot of money, so tournament directors can't afford to have tournaments FIDE rated. One time I won the New England Open like 4 years ago, and I should have won like 20 ELO points for this tournament. And like halfway through the tournament, the director was like, "Oh, by the way, it's not going to be FIDE rated." I was like, "What?" It was advertised, you know, that you were going to FIDE rate it. They're like, "No, it costs too much." You know, I was like, "You got to be kidding me." So I don't understand, you know, but I don't understand how tournaments like in Hungary all get FIDE rated if it costs that much, Mr. Coffee. Honestly. Yeah, so 2 Canadians back to back for my first 2 opponents. But I would think in Canada, like the United States, people probably don't get as many rated games as in the as in Europe. But I mean, I can't imagine Mr. Coffee, like Hungarian tournament organizers are paying like $70 per tournament. How much did you say? Is that the USCF just like, you know, exploiting people, or, you know, adding to their coffers or something? Or is that really like all charged by FIDE? Yeah, it sounds like it to me. It sounds like the U.S. Chess Federation just ripping people off on top of FIDE. Because there's no way like Hungarian organizers could afford to pay that much. Maybe it's like price fixing. Like you can charge what you want depending on what country you're in. It's what is it? Sliding scale fee. If you're from a poorer country, we'll charge you less. But if you're from the United States or Canada, it costs $70. But all I know is like hardly any tournaments are rated for FIDE. The bigger ones in the United States, just the biggest ones. Local club tournaments almost never. Even here, like a regional tournament, if I'm playing in the Massachusetts Championship or New England Open, it may be or maybe not like 50-50 whether it would be FIDE rated. So in this game, someone on sound, he's amazingly fast. He's taking aim at h7. I didn't like g4. It looks kind of weird. Yeah, Canadians have a separate rating system, of course. And they also used to like assign higher ratings to, when Canadians would come down to the United States to play in tournaments, they would automatically hammer them with like 100 points or something like that. They would add 100 points. Too many sandbaggers. Something like that. I don't know. I haven't played in a tournament in the United States since that 2015 or 2016. I was supposed to play last year. Mr. Coffee wanted me to play in the National Chess Congress. Actually, Mr. Coffee, that was the last time I played in Philly. Actually, I had a normal okay tournament. Not great. That was in 2006. Yeah. My horror tournament, one of the worst tournaments of my life, was the National Chess Congress in 2003. Before I moved to Hungary, I lost lost a ton of rating points in one tournament. I should have just withdrawn. All right. What's up, guys? Blitz. We're playing Blitz. Bring your friends and family. For some reason, I don't know what's up with Twitch, but we suddenly have 15 less viewers every day the last 3 streams. Not really sure why. It dropped from 35 to 22 on Monday, and it hasn't recovered. I'm not really sure. I've been consistently around 35, 38 viewers for the last 3 months. And then Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, we dropped down to 22. But I don't understand. Is it like any particular reason for that? I mean, are the numbers accurate? No, but I mean, it happened very dramatically, Bob. It wasn't like, oh, lately it's been going down. It just, on Monday, it just dropped off a cliff, you know? Like, yeah, maybe I've been slightly down. Something Monday, you know? I don't really get it, though. I understand there's a lot of people streaming. That's what I'm wondering about, Bob. Possible changes to how views are actually counted, something like that, exactly. My natural inclination toward conspiracy theories. So someone on sound with a nasty, nasty plan here. He's got evil plans. Evil plans. I don't like him anymore. Why don't I just play like Rook C2? In fact, look at the time, dude. He's 1700 in bullet. I mean, give me a break. What is that rating? What kind of rating is that? Seriously, dude. I think he secretly plays like tons of bullet games that aren't rated. He must just play bullet after bullet, casual. What happened with Queen D3? Not quite sure. the strongest ever. $1,800 in history. The history of history. Swindle them. Swindle Stiltskin. He's still nasty and tricky. So is my king. How's my king doing? Extracurricular bullet activity has been taking place for someone on sound. He's seriously they're vulnerable to knight forks. Chess.com is pretty foul. Oh, they're disgusting. I hate chess.com. Alright. Blobix is up. Hentai Boy, Arsenal fan. The only request I have is that you have like 100 rated games. These are games, these are long games. I won the queen with knight f4. Well, when I played knight f4, he defended it like immediately. So I don't know. I know the first time I threatened knight f4, he immediately moved his king up, so it wasn't a threat. But maybe I missed it later or something like that. No, I don't think that Naroditsky is a very interesting player. Well, certainly not as a chess streamer. These guys are just like nerds. Not interesting. I wouldn't watch that. I couldn't watch that. I don't want to watch like chess nerds, you know. I'm a normal person. I had interests outside of chess, you know. So I can actually hold a conversation about something other than chess, which I think is important. Hikaru is a little, you know, for being a relative prodigy, Hikaru is more balanced and interesting, you know. I like Hikaru. He's still, you know, I guess a little bit of a chess nerd, but so am I. But not everybody can automatically be a chess streamer, you know, just because you're a grandmaster or something doesn't mean. I mean, I've been commentating and doing audio recordings. I've done like 600 audio chess recordings in my life, and done live commentary for like forever, you know. It's not like I just started chess streaming like these guys randomly because they wanted to make money. I actually have a lot of experience doing this kind of thing. Alright, Blobix. We never had a game like this before. I feel like white is better here. Well, we're gonna have to play the blockade strategy. Yeah, I mean, why would Magnus need to be charismatic, right? He certainly wasn't charismatic when I met him. Okay, he's okay. He's not like anti-social or something, I don't think. Alright, so e6, we drop a pawn. Have we had this before? Strangely familiar. This is kind of like the game I lost to this guy. What was it? Magnificent Expert or whatever the other day. This boring fianchetto setup. He sort of bored me to death, and then I actually lost in an endgame. Well, I mean, Magnus has no incentive to stream for the sake of like money or something like that, you know. But I never intended to start streaming as a source of income. All right. Bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, queen f6, excuse me, bishop f6, queen f6, queen d6, hitting b2, c3. Mysterious Expert, exactly. Similar game with him. Boring. I got bored to death, and I played this horror move, g5. Does anybody remember that the other day? As soon as I played it, I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? But even so, it was a draw. And he was fast, though. I'll give him credit. He's pretty strong. Very fast. Mysterious Expert was here. And I blundered in a rook endgame. It was pretty significant. Rook endgame blunder. But it was a boring position, you know. He played the same kind of g3 setup. Not a lot of exciting stuff you can do here if you're like a dragon player and they play a fianchetto system. I mean, the dragon is basically an aggressive system for black, but if white is going to play something like g3, it gets really boring fast. And not a lot of ways to add a lot of spice to the positions. Spice Girls. Yeah, Mysterious Expert basically just put pressure on me on time, and I had offered him a draw in an equal position, and he declined, and it upset me to the core psychologically. How dare you decline my draw in equal position? He was, he's used to playing for time and bullet or whatever. I mean, it's fine. As long as it's not like rook versus rook. But I really did make an uncharacteristic mistake against him. Now Blobix is sealing it off. But he is putting pawns on the wrong color. Is he gonna play c4? No. He's a kid, he's allowed. He's a kid, that's his job. I wasn't mad or something, you know. So you don't have to accept a draw if I offer a draw. But it upset me because I was like, I know it's a draw, and I'm actually more specializing in endgames myself, so it hurts to lose an equal endgame to a little kid. He's 11. But he says that in his profile that he's like more into quiet positions and stuff. I mean, that must be pretty rare. I mean, Carlsen is a player who was obviously very good at endgames early, as I can attest. I played him when he was like 15. Get yourself banned. He's a fair player. I think you're being unfair. I'm being unfair. Who's being unfair, Arsenal? You're being unfair. You're grumpy all the time. Alright. Prodigy child. Yeah, I didn't even start playing my first tournament until I was 11, so I don't think I can't even remember. I was probably like 12 when I played it. I mean, I'm not sure. Yeah, actually, I was more than 11. No, I was older. Jeez. I probably didn't play my first tournament. What am I talking about? Till, damn. I was like 12 or 13. 12, probably. 13, maybe. That's crazy, actually. Yeah, I don't think I played in my first tournament until I was 13. Late bloomer. Right, Bob? Alright, so what are we going to do? We're just stand here all day. Ah, Blobix. Late starter. Yeah, actually, that's why I'm not a nerdy chess prodigy. Because I actually had a life outside of chess. I wasn't hatched from an egg playing chess, like most of these guys. Your challenge on the list is where it is. You're second, Mr. Fan. Ars fan. Come and get it. Oh, did we just win a pawn? No. The answer is no. Not yet. It's dropped one. You can have that. I got another. What would Spassky do? What does the fact that I have no siblings have to do with anything? Oh, he had that all prepared. I knew that was coming next. Do we have a surprise for Blavix? Do we have a surprise of some sort? A parting gift, maybe? Here? Not that clear. Pin it and win it, we say. On this side of the pawn, Blavix. How do you say it in French? Oh, Queen A7. Well, not in that position. My rook was hanging. I never know when you're talking about. Wow, Rook A2. Secret moves. I'm confident. He's got Rook A8. Tastes great. Rook A8 and this pawn takes pawn thing is not a happy thing. I don't want him to get pawn takes pawn. What am I doing? I got plenty of time, guys. Blavix is the one in time pressure. What I don't have is a lot of candidate moves, really. Funny how few squares are actually available. Queen B4, Queen B3. Queen B3, I'd be groveling for a draw, actually. So it's like I have to play Queen B4. He gets Rook A8, but he gets a check on G8, and that's it. He runs out of ammunition. But aim high, soldier. Please don't just say the move, okay? It's like spoilers, you know. You can talk about past positions. I don't want people to tell me what the best move is and stuff. Rook A7. I mean, Rook B7. We're up a pawn in an endgame. This has got to be good. A good try. Queen takes, pawn takes. He's winning his pawn back. It's probably just a draw. I could play Rook F7. King H6. Queen D2 check G5. H4 gets kind of dicey. Actually, why am I not taking here? Shouldn't he have traded queens on C5 first? No, then he doesn't win the pawn. Yeah, I have Rook F7. I missed that I had that actually. So I missed that. King H6. Guys, please support the stream. If you dare. King G2. How about H4? Kind of risky strategy here. Try to open it up. Okay, I've got an extra pawn to spare for the sake of weakening his king. It looks pretty good. He just collapsed. No, it was a tough game. This makes up for the game I lost to Mysterious Expert. 1 out of 2 in boring G3 variations. Merle Dixon, what's up? McDonald Caracera, actually, he said he's Hasidic Williamsburg, who I've played before. So, is Hentai Boy, this player, was there some issue with that player before? Anyway, he doesn't have 100 games. I asked people to have like 100 games. Don't have enough games. Arsenal fan, you're up next. I just want to make sure everybody has an established account. So Hentai has only 50. Maybe I should have accepted this challenge though. Was that Bullet? I don't really count Bullet. I don't know. Did you guys see? How did White lose that? He was down a pawn. He's making a cup of tea. Dude. Alright. You're banned. Dude, what a British thing to do. Can you take me next time? Can you pass the Grey Poupon, please? I'm making a cup of tea. No. No, no. He waits till 1 second when the game starts, and then he's, oh boy, I'm making a cup of tea. Hold on there. Hold on, old chap. I've got to make myself a cup of tea. So we got another one of these. My British accent sucks. I should have fewer viewers for that alone. I got to work on it. It's terrible. I need to get drunk and go out to clubs. Try to pick up girls with a fake accent again. It's been a long time. My British accent is better when I'm drunk. Absolutely horrible sober. Alright, and then obviously practicing. Practicing is the critical. The Canadian comes off more natural. Yeah, it's kind of subtle, you know. Drop a little A. Talk about hunting or fishing or something. Lumberjacking. Alright. But I guess parts of the United States are very hard to differentiate from Canadian accents though, right? I mean, if you live in like Minnesota, did you guys ever watch the series like Fargo? You know, when you've got people from the border, you know, essentially it becomes really, yeah, difficult to even tell the difference, right? Hey? But I've lived on the East Coast all my life, so I have no excuse to try to do a Canadian accent. They do have similar accents to Canadians, yeah. I mean, it's gotta, the dialect stuff has to kind of, it's not like there's just a line and people start talking differently on the other side of the line, you know. Minnesota is basically an extension of Canada. Exactly. Mr. Coffee once lived in South Dakota. Wow. We're getting way out there. I mean, I don't really know the difference between different Canadian like dialects, right? I mean, I imagine someone from like Saskatchewan or something sounds different than someone from, you know, a more eastern state or whatever. What do they call them? Territories or whatever. Whatever. Precinct. Bob's like, wow. It's good. We've had a good stream today. No sexism. Discrimination of any kind. You've been good today, Bob. I was expecting worse from you. Yeah, I mean the problem is there's been no girls on the stream or women on the stream to discriminate against. Then you'll do your usual thing and scare them off. You scare them off, right? Scare them off, eh? That's a big bass you got. All right, let's go. All right, let's go. Come on, where is this guy? Knight G5. Knight G5? Seriously? Oh my god, 95. I mean, at the minimum, I'm 95, right? No wonder they're all gone. Yeah, because of Bob. Bob scared all the women away. Of every kind. And that's why I only have 22 viewers, because half my viewers were women. And Bob basically insulted them all. Down to just guys. It's like a sausage fest. And chess stream already, you know, bad enough. Natalie Louise, who was probably not a woman and was cheating as well, so that was great. Fake, you know, obviously it's good if you're blatantly cheating, you know, it's more likely you're telling the truth about your other personal details, right? The likelihood that you're honest about your identity is much higher when you're patently cheating. Your trustworthiness goes up like immediately when you blatantly cheat. I think so. Now, Anita hasn't been here for a while. I think Bob probably insulted her. Now there's F4 work here. Yeah, it's the Rue Lopez. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, man. That's like, it appears to be suicide on the surface. But we have to be careful. I mean, there is a sort of lack of development for black. It's not that ridiculous. But I mean, the H file looks crazy dangerous, I would say. How is Arsenal? You're like misevaluating every position that we get. You know, Arsenal, you always come in with the worst evaluation. You're actually a really good player, but when you're a terrible spectator, honestly, like the weakest spectator in the world. It's funny, you know, but it's not that surprising. Better to be a bad spectator and a strong player than, you know, a strong spectator and a bad player. Arsenal's got the he's got the order of things, right? We're very close to some serious nastiness here. Now clearly, like, pawn takes, bishop takes f7 is a problem. We have a check. We'll play that. Well, when was I supposed to play e6? When you played knight g5? This is more interesting. I like this. This is fun. I think this is fun. We're gonna have fun yet, guys. Don't worry. It's just the adventurous way. Why can't I just take on e5 here? Aren't I just like completely winning? Bishop a4 check. Oof. It's like pawn takes e5, rook takes f6. That's sick, right? It doesn't actually... Yeah, it's pretty bad. That's sick. Check that out. Pawn e5, rook f6. Resigns. So knight g4. Oh, you've got bishop a4, king d8. That's okay. So how is he guarding this again? I'm not a kin, not a kin. I'm not against going for a little walk in the fresh air, you know. I like fresh air. Fresh air is good. So you saw that. Queen F2. Queen F2. Queen F2 would be funny. Queen F2, Rook F2, Knight F2, check. King G1, Knight takes D1, Knight takes D1, unfortunately. Leaves him a piece off. So we gotta take the F2 check. It's fine. Simple chess. This is looking like funny endgame. Bishop takes G5, threatening Queen takes E6, Arsenal's favorite move. You sure Arsenal's not playing this game? He played E6. That is a nasty move, huh? That's a nasty move, huh? The bishop was protected. That's amazing. He blocks my bishop out, stops bishop takes H3, and defends his F7 at the same time. Wow. That is insane, Holmes. Can't believe it. I can't believe it. Believe it. Dangerous scenario. I don't know much about Slow Hand Grind. Another mystery player. He's been here before, but this is a pretty cool game. I mean, I might have made a mistake with G4, but I don't know what I was supposed to play there. I thought Bishop G5 was actually really interesting with that Arsenal fan trick again. Here, I think, I don't know what I think. He's got compensation for the material, I guess. Oh no. Oh no. Mr. Bill. Queen check. No spoilers. No, Mr. Bill. So he fell for queen. Yeah, that's nasty. But if you played Bishop G5, it would have been a different story. Oh no. Queen F7, whoops. And then E6 falls. But dude, check this out. I mean, I don't know what was going on if you played Bishop G5. This was a funny position. King H1, Knight G4. Turn on the engine. So the engine thinks that Bishop F7 is just winning. Wow. King D8, H3. Oh my god. He has this monster move, Bishop H5. Oh, nobody saw it. That is crazy. So what's this? Knight check, Rook F2, Queen F2, and Bishop G5. And black is just toast. Wow. So you guys were right. White's position is winning. Yeah, Bishop H5. Nobody found it, including my opponent and myself. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. All right, well, next time I'll play E6. What do we got? Where are the viewers? Where are our viewers? Let's go. Come on, bring your friends. I mean, I've been very busy selling my house and stuff. I'll have to come up with more interesting stream concepts. We'll get the weird opening stream going again at some point. I will be going back to Europe, guys, so I'm going to be switching up the stream time. The European time will be less problematic, I think, with so many competing streams at the same time. We'll have to deal with Esterman again, purposely streaming at the same time as me, even though it's like 6 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock at night. He liked to go up against my time block. Bob is right. Munching chips. Let me check. How about now? Can you hear me now? Is it better? Is this better? Does that sound better? Hey, it's the same. I just increased the broadcast volume from 50 to 100, it said. Well, Ginger64 just raided with a party of 9. We need the help, man. Competition here. Thanks for raiding. I've seen Ginger64 streaming a lot lately, but I'm usually too tired to watch anybody after my streams. Knight C3. This is a new... Thanks for the raid, man. This is a new weapon in the hands of... Oh, I forgot I'm not playing Blobix. Oh, that's weird. Well, that's crazy. I thought I was playing Blobix because he played Knight C6 B3. And I just assumed this is a Brazilian player. No wonder he's playing differently than Blobix. He isn't Blobix. So we have a different opponent. Okay. Blobix usually surprised me. Not the same today. It's kind of funny. Alright, so we've played Hasidic Williamsburg only twice. And I don't know, it was a long time ago. I don't remember. Bob gifted a tier 1 sub. Thank you, Mr. Bob, and I will try to address the volume issue, but I can't do it in the middle of my games or even in the middle of the stream. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe tonight I'll have time. Alright, Bishop B2. Let me check. Settings. Computer management. Device manager. Is it device manager? Audio inputs and outputs. See, this is what I'm doing during a game because of Bob. Alright, let's just concentrate on the game. Kind of a weird setup by white. Obviously, you know, the B3. Blame the beer. Canadianness is showing a bit. It's that video game in the arcade that I just learned from that. Big Bass Hunter or whatever. Oh, it sounds like one of Bob's favorite videos. Queen E2 castle. I mean, I can move the microphone. My Skype was being weird today too. It changed the microphone. I was recording a video, a chess video today. And right in the middle of my recording, I get this message on Skype that says, your audio recording device has changed. I'm like, what? In the middle of recording the video, it's changing itself? That seems kind of strange. H3. Reinstall mic drivers. Restart Windows. Mic drivers. Whatever Bob says. Oh, the Windows update already destroyed my USB ports. Like a week ago. It was 2 weeks ago now. The latest Windows update was a disaster for my machine. This looks really good. I think the megaphone would work better with the Panda cosplay. stream. This is looking devastating. We're all over him here. White is in serious danger. Dutch style. No, knight h5, you know, is walking into oblivion. Knight h5, knight f4, man. Knight h5, knight e5, knight f4 resigns. White resigns. It's actually white that gets tactic, not black. There. Man, this looks horrible for white. Bishop h3, pawn h3, queen h5. Oh my god. I don't think he can survive that. I mean, how does he survive that? Really? It's like the slow motion attack. It's similar to a line of play against the Rossalimo. In h3, I beat Tony Miles in a banter game, and a very strong FM as well. Similar type of position. h3 really makes a lot of negative impact on white's position. I think it's just over. The Z-Lord. What's up, guys? Yeah, this is gonna help. It's an implosion. Look, man, it's like seeing a mirage in the desert. You can say h4 question mark. The guy had no move. I mean, when you're desperate, you start to see like all kinds of illusions. I mean, I've been there, you know. h4 is, it doesn't matter. h4, any other move is going to lose just as bad. He wanted to give his king a square, I guess, you know. I mean, it's not necessarily, yeah, what am I talking about? He already had that square. I don't know. I'm trying to rationalize it, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it just doesn't matter, you know. Everything loses. Now the only move would be like f3, I think. Oh, he has this. This is his idea? This works? Oh my god. Check him out. So he stays alive. I mean, he's not getting mated. Wow. Well, that's kind of irritating. Hey, maybe we can still play for mate. Who needs a queen anyway to play for mate? Yeah, I'll have to fix the sound, guys, but I didn't realize how bad it was. You guys said, oh, it's a little bit low, you know. If the sound is completely low, that's different from a little bit low. If you can't hear me while you're eating chips, again, aim high soldiers giving away moves again. Dude, I asked you not to do that. Please don't give out moves to my opponent or me. Dude, I asked you not to do that. You guys can comment after the move, you know, make us mention the move after the fact. like when it's too late for it to matter and stuff. All right, so he's bullet player or what? 1866. Fighting tough. Knight f2 check. Knight e2 would be, that would be e2. e2 d2. e2 d2, famous from Star Wars. This actually wins everything. The house. I'll have a house, please. Sladgie wins the house. Do I have a shirt saying I'm uncool? No, I should give that away as a prize. All right. Let me just check for system volume. System volume? Yeah, like Windows has done all kinds of crazy stuff. I can't find like the general system volume anymore. All right, let's just take some more challenges here. Bob in Arsenal. Bob. The Bob. D4. Solid move, man. We gotta mess with Bob. Why is Bob playing D4? Bob plays E4. Bob, you have any chess coaches live on Skype right now? Bob has his private chess coach live on Skype for $3 an hour, assisting, and her brother for an additional $6. All right. Bob playing the delayed London system. There it is. Told you. Oh, they must have trained him. They trained him on the London system today. First lesson, London system. $6 plus tax. All I do is like tell people not to play the London system. It's robotic and not creative. What does Bob do? He goes out, gets a chess teacher, and learns the London system. This is a pre-packaged lesson. Now Bishop C4 Bob is going rogue. I don't think they told you to do that, Bob. This is like the Rudy Giuliani variation. There was this guy in Austria, an IM, Adolf Herzog, who did something similar against me. He played the London system like he was a caveman, and then like put his exactly the same thing. He like, this is a 2375 IM. He did the same thing. He put his bishop on c4 and started to like throw his H pawn at me like a maniac. And I was slightly lower rated. And like when he lost the game, he was real angry, like something, I had swindled him or something. I'm like, why are you angry? You know, you played badly like a primitive caveman and you lost. It's not like you made some sort of terrible blunder after playing brilliancy. It was weird. Vienna Open 1996. But Bishop C4 is not normally played in these type of London system setups. It's okay, I guess, though. A lot of people will play D5. I like to stay more flexible. But somehow those bishops look funny like that. I mean, the standard setup is bishop on E2 in the London system. Depending on where black's pawns are, if I have pawn on D5, you probably put your bishop on D3. If I have pawn on D6, then you probably put it on E2. You told Zibit what I think about London players, and he said quite dejected. Well, I mean, Bob, you know, has Zibit always been playing the London system, or is he just a trend follower? You know, he probably played other stuff, I would imagine. I told you my conversation with Nicholas Sedlak, who's a strong grandmaster from Serbia who plays the London system and even wrote a book on it. You know, his feeling is that the London system is good because of people like me that sort of are insulted by it and sort of disrespect it. So Sedlak's argument, and there's some validity to it, is that and I'm the kind of reason why the London system is okay, because people like me tend to kind of be dismissive of it. It's just annoying to play against. And you know, I don't mind his more aggressive setups where white plays that knight c3 Jababa stuff, but I hate when people are like playing for a draw with white by playing the London system. And I have admitted to playing the London system in maybe like 2 or 3 games myself. It's all in good fun, Bob. I hope Zibit didn't take you too seriously. I mean, it's sort of a jest, you know. I have the same feelings toward things like the C3 Sicilian, you know. Hardcore Sicilian players are always disappointed when people play the C3 Sicilian. Why do you think the people who play the London... Well, I mean, Ginger64, before Magnus Carlsen started playing the London system was basically, you know, an opening played by kind of weaker club players, just because it was like easy to play and learn. And typically those kind of players would be that kind of player who was like passive, playing for a draw. You know, they just want an easy setup they can play and not get blown out in the opening. I mean, I think that it's changed a little bit now, maybe because of the super ultra insane trendiness that it's gone through. But that was the traditional sort of truth. Strong masters didn't play the London system, Ginger64. Grandmasters certainly didn't play it, you know, maybe in like Rubinstein's era. But, you know, I've told the story about how I played like the London system against Joel Benjamin, and he sort of like rolled his eyes. And yeah, I mean, Kamsky's an exception, man, but he doesn't even play real openings. You know, Kamsky came to the United States in 1989 or whenever, and he knew no openings, so they just programmed him to play very simple openings. But how many people are Kamsky? You know, the handful of people like that. Gada is exceptional, but he's one of the rare players in the world who, how many people could become one of the strongest players in the world with an extremely limited opening repertoire? Gada's a specialty. You know, he's just a unique person. He could play anything. You know, Adams is an E4 player. He's one of the best E4 players I've ever seen. I mean, Mickey started to play the English. It's disgusting. You know, why would Mickey Adams, who's probably one of the best E4, my favorite E4 players, playing the London system and C4? I mean, that's ridiculous. You know, his whole career he was one of the best E4 players on the planet. You know, it's sort of sad to see Adams play the London system. He's not confident, I guess, now that he's older, that he can keep up with opening theory or whatever. But I mean, it's sort of sad to see him do that. You know, I've always kind of wanted to be an E4 player, and when somebody like Adams is doing the opposite of what I'd like to do, expand to be more of an E4 player. Fischer said that E4 was best by test. He's probably right. You know, E4 is probably the best move, objectively. Bob is falling apart. I feel like being generous with Bob. Bob, my queen's hanging. The new generous. the London system is it's just a playable opening, but for me it's, you know, I would quit playing chess if I could only play the London system with white. It's very limited, but I think it's okay to play it, you know, as a sort of alternative, occasional thing. But if that's all you play, you know, like the IM Lakdawala, I think plays, the American guy from California, Stephen Muhammad. I knew a bunch of American IMs who like played the London all the time. To play the London every single game and the Slav, and you know, it's just like to play the same setup with both colors every single game that you play. It would be extremely monotonous. I would just stop playing chess altogether. You know, it ceases to be interesting. But I think Kamsky that his whole game is based on endgame technique and grinding people down with tenacity and endurance. It doesn't matter what openings. In fact, it's to Kamsky's advantage to play the less theoretical opening he plays, the better for him probably. But not many people are Gada, you know. Dreyev started out the same way, but the difference between Dreyev and Gada is that Dreyev expanded more as he grew, you know. Kamsky was like the sort of classical, we don't need to learn the opening, just learn technique and endgames first. Not everyone was taught that way, but I just lose a pawn against Gada and resign. He does play e4 though, you know, to give Gada credit, and he did expand his openings a lot, and he can play pretty much anything. But he's such a good positional player, you know. Alright, so what's up here, Arsenal fan? I think the main line is actually knight e5 there. Knight e5, knight e2, f5. Is that Korchnoi? Korchnoi Fischer? Old age is a shipwreck. We're going to play like a tempo up. Arsenal's getting his Benoni on, a tempo down. Get your Benoni on, man. Get it on a tempo down. I was actually going over the Benoni this morning at 8 a.m. You gotta wake up pretty early in the morning, Arsenal, to get ahead of me on the Benoni. But the tempo should be freaking relevant. Not as much as in an open position, though. The Benoni likes me. I mean, I like the Benoni, but the Benoni doesn't like me. It's never been a good result. I've never been a good opening for me when I tried to play the Benoni. Okay, e5. This is basically a check Benoni now. Nigel Davies recommends the Old Indian for older chess players. Dude, are you serious? I thought that was one of Simon Williams' things now, the Old Indian. Not so distant past. This is Arsenal, and this is not a modern Benoni now. Arsenal is, he's not really in his normal zone here. This is a far cry from the modern Benoni, where Arsenal would be much more likely to create real problems. Where are you going with the knight on d7? Vorix, the funny headline. I know I'm not going to China. I certainly hope that Joe Biden isn't anytime soon, before the next election. We know you would get arrested, Bob. Don't even think about it. All right. Bob the Patriot. Okay, guys, don't forget to support the stream. I promise to improve the volume. All right, knight f6 now. Arsenal just pretty randomly placing his pieces here. Queen on b6 looks bad. What's my plan? Maybe I would reorganize. Castle's queenside. Yeah, I'm thinking about castle's queenside, but that darn pawn on b2. Can I play just rook b1? Yeah, maybe. I'm not going to castle queenside. We're just starting b4. Very strong move. Please donate. And he's letting me play b4. This looks extremely strong for white. Overlay files, delete all. Believe me, I'll get on it. Okay, so there's problems with this e5 pawn when I take here. But Arsenal's got to realize the difference between the modern Benoni and this any kind of e5 type of Schmid check Benonis, whatever you call it, check Benonis. A lot less counterplay. You know, it's hard to play those things. Now I can put a lot of pressure on the Arsenal man. This is a little materialistic, but I mean, if b5, cb, yeah, he's in trouble. So I thought, honestly, just queen b6. It just falls apart for black. It should just fall apart. I can't believe you keep everything protected here. The best workout for singles. My eBay is emptying out. I'm thinking of sacking the exchange. I am gonna be maybe rook b3 was more constructive there. The best eBay for singles. No. What's up here? Everything loses a pawn. Delicious. But there was really, I don't think, a way he could not lose a pawn. Frankly, my dear. Okay, roll them. So we start to roll. That's how I roll. Arsenal is a tough customer. He doesn't like to resign, and good at hanging in there, which is an essential skill. I'm actually the same. Friday night. What are your plans tonight, guys? Blobik's getting political today. Alright, this is looking really good for white now. He's undermining my d5 pawn, attempting to undermine my democracy. Arsenal fan attempting to undermine my democracy, and I won't stand for it. The democracy of the d5 square. This has got to be good for white. He just keeps hanging in there. I really ought to just calculate a little bit more and finish him off. Finish him off once and for all here. For all of America. How about my pawns? Does that pawn count for something? First we lock him down. His name is Monstro. Alright, this one should go. This is getting a little bit dicey though. Whatever. Credible defender. Not incredible, but credible. Clearly Arsenal, he's disappointed by d6, I think. Oh man, dude. It's unbelievable. He just won't stop with the little tactics. Unbelievable. Here we go again. Knight d4 though, surprisingly you didn't go for the expected knight back to a5, just when it really looked kind of nasty there. Knight f3 check, king d1. Damn dude, am I mated? How does he come up with this stuff? You're crazy, man. Spirited defense. The mating knights. Nothing left. Alright, a spirited game from a spirited player. GG. Ching. Okay. Well, we have time for a couple more. 30 viewers. Wait a minute. Zelor only has 95 games. Alright, I'll give him credit. 95 games in classical is good enough for me. Giancarlo Stanton is my physical muse. I thought you liked Alex Bregman. Did the Astros win today? Okay. I was watching the game earlier. The Yankees game must have just started. Is Stanton even play? Is he available for the Yankees, like playoff games and stuff? They don't even need him. I mean, making me blush, Bob. Thank you. Alright, but seriously, the sameish variation with a3. This is a horror show. Never, ever, ever do you want that bishop on b2 with those pawns on d4, a3, and c3. I never want to see you do that again, Zelor. Not a good idea. Your bishop is useless on that square. I need to take back. I didn't mean to do that. My apologies. Not to close the show, and 18 Europeans insomniac pensioners joined us. Like you. 18 Blobixes. But I think I'll do better with my European stream time, maybe. I don't know. I like Naka. I should actually raid him one day. I just don't really like chess.com. But I raided Zibit, so I should probably raid Hikaru. At one point, Hikaru actually gifted a bunch of gift subs to my stream. It would be nice that I repaid him for that. I shouldn't discriminate against Hikaru because I don't like chess.com, you know. Alright. Knight a5. We're just aiming for this pawn. Yeah. Bob, it's the spirit of things, you know. It's more than about numbers, man. It's like the human element of someone who you know in real life coming on your stream, and I'm not just some random chess streamer who has no relation, you know. We've actually played like 3 or 4 times and know each other since a long time. So. Thanks, Bob. Can we ban Bob? I don't think it's enough to time him out now, Mr. Coffee. Just like ban him permanently, because I need comments like that. This is what has driven all of our female viewers away. This guy's playing pretty well, by the way, 925. Except for bishop e2. I actually like h4, h5, the way he's playing this. It's pretty annoying. I'm kind of scared, actually, of h6. This guy is not playing that bad, except for bishop e2, and the kind of awkwardness. I'm expecting him to play really bad. He's 925, but other than bishop e2, actually he's 1329. Just a bit of banter. We didn't ban him, Arsenal. You always call it banning. He's timed out, like you were last week. Timed out. I was joking about banning it. Mr. Coffee timed him out. We can untime him out. How can we untime him out? / untime him? What is the command? Look at rook h4. I mean, seriously? You're 1300 and you played rook h4? That's a pretty cool move, man. Hopefully Bob learned his lesson and he's repentant now. Are you repentant? You better be. I already don't have enough viewers, so we need smart comments from you. This is a horrible move, though. You know, I mean, really, like that bishop on b2. I thought it had a chance after cd. Nimzovician strategy. Okay guys, tomorrow's off, so I don't have any days off, but I don't stream on Saturdays. Sunday simul. We're gonna keep it going. I've got about a month left here in the United States. Tentatively planning to move back to Hungary in November. At the beginning of November. And Zelor dropped a piece. The viewers can't see the difference between when someone is timed out and when someone is banned. That's interesting, Mr. Coffee. I never thought about that. You can have a take back. Alright, we'll give him a take back. We'll need one more. Right, so Arsenal just assumed he was banned. I'm not that mean. We're just having fun. Sultanal. Sultanal fan. Rook A C8. His long lost brother. They're soulmates. Alright. Anyway, I rarely give takebacks, but I mean, I feel sorry for him dropping a whole piece there. Actually, it was kind of creative the way he played h4, h5, rook h4, getting the rook in the game, making it work. But I feel like, seriously, like here, c takes d. Yes, you're gonna lose your c4 pawn, but at least your bishop a little bit can come into the game. This is far worse. What's happening now? What's happening now? That bishop remains a pawn. 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 Say pawn 10 times. Pawn. Pawn, 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 pawn. That was his 4th move, 5th move. So 6th move. This is a very, very bad idea. Beating a dead horse. You're banned from chess.com broadcasts. I'm surprised they even have the capability to do that. Is the queen trapped? It is. The queen is trapped. Goodbye, queen. It was nice knowing you. I wonder how long I had this. No more takebacks. That's it. Sunday Simul, 25 players. Be here. Chess.com contracts, Bob. You need a life, man. Scare me. You're scaring me. You already scare me, but you're scaring me more now. ML Deg, 2081. Only 63 games. I would prefer not. This is 5 plus 15, also no good. Do we have any other challenges before we finish up here? Can somebody else throw a challenge out there? I don't want to play anyone like only 5 plus 3, and please, you know, make it 100 games account. Any of the subscribers, any regulars want to play one more game? We have time for another one. This is instructive though for beginners. I don't really like the same variation, but here, you know, after bishop takes cb, this bishop is bad enough. In fact, like the main line for white is like e3 after c5, e3, and this is bad enough. But f3 I like a little bit better. That doesn't block the bishop in on c1 right away. All right, Mr. Coffee, leave page. Mr. Coffee jumping all over. Mr. Coffee is a hardcore closed queen pawn player. It's going to be hard to get an active game against him. I wonder what he plays against the Dutch. Any kind of perverted freaks are the key demographic on this, any sort of online sites, it seems like, Bob. Yeah, it doesn't really lend itself to socially stable viewers, I guess. All right, Mr. Coffee goes with e3. I expected this. Maybe once I tried the Dutch against him before. He's got the e3 poison type of setup going on. I think that's equally interesting. Mr. Coffee b3. Basically, we can transpose to a sort of Nimzo now. A Nimzo where my f-pawn jumped over the moon. Now, if I was really taking drugs or something, I might play like g5. I've actually toyed around with crazy stuff, like rook g8, but no, seriously, I don't think so. All right, knight c3. And we're into just a passive Nimzo for white. I mean, on the good side, if I play knight e4, he can actually take it. If the bishop was on d3, it would be an issue. Kramnik would have played g5. I don't know about that. Kramnik wouldn't be my pick. I'm so sorry that Kramnik quit playing. It's like ridiculous. This is a little bit like playing h5 in the closed Sicilian. There's this sort of bowl of pawns, and it feels like that inverted structure. Once you set that up, it's a little bit difficult to go anywhere. I mean, Kasparov, okay, is legitimately fairly old now, but I mean, Kramnik, what is he, like mid-40s? I mean, is there a story though? I mean, does he have health issues? Is there any concrete reason why he stopped playing chess? Korchnoi never stopped. You know, Korchnoi would not stop till the day he died, probably. He did g5 against Aronian. I don't remember in what context that game happened. Gada, well, Gada was like, you know, Gada's father was a disaster. I don't know if he's still alive. I don't even know, but Gada was terrorized by his dad. I mean, it must be so conflicting to have this terrorist father, but still love chess at the same time. They wanted him to go to medical school. They wanted him to go to law school. Then he went back to chess. I don't know if the father was like telling him what to do, or it's sort of crazy. Oh man, buy my sport. Yeah, is that Bob? Can we get a verification? Chess.com sucks, and I don't play there. A3. Man, that was a mild-mannered response, Mr. Coffee. Mr. Coffee, while playing, simultaneously able to man the controls. I don't know, but that guy's been around before, right? Wasn't he kicked out of the stream a lot of times for doing stupid stuff? Is that the troll, our favorite troll? Mr. Coffee is so sound. Slightly passive, but very, very sound. He's not an overtly aggressive player. I don't know. Now that move usually weakens the f2 square. It looks like red meat. I would be very afraid to play, you know, the situation due to, this is a little bit like a Simon Williams Dutch now. Whatever you want to call it. It's much easier to say Simon Williams than the Ilgin Janevsky variation or whatever it's called. But f2 for me, Ilgin Janevsky, interfering with my fun. It's a good Queen's Indian, I guess. Seems like a Queen's Indian to me. But it looks like Coffee can get some headway on the queen side. Yeah, I think the d5 might be a good move. I agree. He's got b4 in the wings. So here I'm not sure. I mean, this is another thing I don't really like. But if I don't play knight c5 now, when am I going to get it in? How am I going to get it back into the game? Sort of a serious problem. My intention was to play e5 now. Then I have to like live with this situation forever. If knight c5, I can get my knight in the game. I don't know. This is double-edged because he's got knight d4 and knight b5 and knight e6 and knight f5 and knight c6, and like every square is a pain for me. But I didn't want my knight to get locked out of the game, so I don't know what I'm going to do here. Bishop f6, queen g6 maybe. Thanks everybody for joining me. We're going to be back on Sunday Simuling. This protects f5, obviously. So theoretically, I might be threatening to take on d5. Very confidently, he says. Alright, well, that does take care of that, but now e5, knight b5, I suppose? What's going on here? Okay, at least knight e6 isn't a problem. I have bishop d8. Speaking of Simon Williams, that looks like some kind of funky Dutch maneuver. If I have to defend c7, a lot of tension here. Arsenal always likes my opponents better. You constantly rooting for them. You have that in common with Bob. Bob wants to see me lose. Now, b4 clearly an option. We've got the what I call the acerbate bishop. Acerbate's playing Owen defense all the time, and this when the bishop gets stuffed out, and I know this from playing the English defense, Queen's Indian. I've talked about this. It has to be recirculated back to c8 in the ventilation shaft back here. Very standard sort of thing. You root for Mr. Coffee. That's cool. Bob wanted you to lose too. Yeah, I'm telling you, he's anti-streamer. Very much anti-streamer. He's always rooting for the underdog. Yeah, I don't really like losing the A file here, to be frank with you. So I can play knight e4. What's happening after that? How strong is my F file? Maybe I'll play rook f3, Blobix. What do you think? How do you feel about rook f3? I faked Blobix out with the bogus rook sacrifice earlier in the week. Rook f3. It's gonna work. I've got it all planned out. That guy's challenged me to 5+15. Okay, so this is the last game for today, guys. I want to thank you guys all for playing. Mr. Coffee hanging in there, but it's looking pretty ominous now. My f4 maybe. Still, there's no way to finish him off. Knight g5 is close. Knight g5 very close. It's still not enough. Recirculating. Keeping the tension. The tension is thick. The fog is thick here. The fog in my brain and the tension in this position. I want him to open that file. And I think, Mr. Coffee. All right. So I was thinking this. My first Dutch, my Dutch Ilgen Janevsky for a while. Ooh, this looks weird. Is he threat? Do you call bishop? Is bishop h5 a threat? Is that? Are you threatening me? Is that a literal threat, or what is that? Let's just keep it simple. The little bishop that could. Still, I'm not winning, probably. He's got h3. Staying alive. Right? Little John Travolta. Win the exchange. Bishop that could. So we teach, you know, interesting strategic ideas here on the stream. Last game it was, give me that. Last game it was the bad bishop on b2. It's not really technically a bad bishop this game. The college try. The bishop that wasn't that bad anymore. I could just take on c4 there. I missed the boat. Man, we're close to something good here. I can feel it. Maybe I can get mated down the a file. Why is there no back rank mate or something like that? Literally nothing. Can't believe it. Knight b5. Quick! He's gonna lose on time. He didn't. He found the only move. Oh, sweet. Alright. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Careful. Jeez, almost lost. Coffee's turning on the hyperdrive here. Very aggressive. Not gonna do it. This is hanging pieces now. He is tough though. One damn 1700. A damn 1700. Very tough. Nice job, man. Mr. Coffee, definitely a little underrated, but we know how to handle him. All right, guys, time to end the stream. Thanks, Mr. Coffee. Thanks everybody for watching and playing. For Ginger64, thanks for raiding. Yeah. Anyway, so see you guys later. Bye bye. I'll be back with a simul on Sunday. Thanks everybody for watching, and for all your support. Don't forget to donate, and you can also make a streaming donation on the Ponda GIF on Twitch, or just a PayPal donation. Check out my videos on YouTube. YouTube is video chess training on YouTube. Anyway, been a long day. I'll see you guys later. Have a great one. Bye bye.